Alright, I'm going to do the video for self-assessment part 3, which deals with reporting category number 3, which is polygons, circles, and three-dimensional figures. So this has 18 or 19 questions. On the SOL, you would end up, I think, probably 18 questions. So this is the third reporting category we're going to go over. So as I go through each one of them, please pay attention to some of the information I will add on. If it doesn't even necessarily help us to solve that specific problem, I'll just talk about a little bit more on the property. So for the first one, it says given rhombus LMNO. So before I even try to attempt to solve the problem, I'll just write down what do I know about rhombus. Rhombus has all sides are going to be congruent. All four sides are going to be congruent. And I know diagonals are going to be perpendicular, and all the property of parallelogram applies to this one, which is opposite angles are going to be congruent, and so forth. So in this case, I wanted to solve for x and y, and for the x, they gave you two of the sides. You know all the sides are going to be congruent. So to solve for x, since I know it's a rhombus, the sides are going to be congruent, so I'll just do 2x plus 1 equals 4x minus 13, and then solve it and pick your answers. I'm not going to completely solve it because I know you guys can do it by yourself, and I don't want to take too much time going over this. The next one is knowing that the diagonals are perpendicular. That means it's going to be 90-degree angles, and knowing that opposite angles are going to be congruent, and also the diagonal bisect opposite angles into equal parts. So I know this is 37, this is 37, and this is 37. So now I have a triangle that needs to add up to 180 degrees. So to be able to solve for y, I can do 2y plus 3 plus 37 plus 90 equals to 180 degrees. That way you'll be able to solve for y, and that's all it asks for number 2. All right, going to number 3. It says plot one point on the grid. That's all they ask you to do. And on the SOL, if you try to plot more than 1 point, it's not going to allow you. So just make sure you follow the instruction. So the diagonals of a square ABCD intersect at point -3, -2, which is right here. One of the vertices in the square of ABCD is located at -7, +2, which is right here. Find the vertex of the square ABCD that lies on the first quadrant. So remember, this is quadrant 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So they want you to find what is going to be on this quadrant, the first quadrant. But since this is the center and this is the diagonal, half of the diagonal, in each direction you go to need to be the same. So what I'm going to do is, how far did I go up and over to get to this point? So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I went up 4, left 4, all I have to do is go up 4, right 4. So 4 is already here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be my point, which is +1, 2. And if they ask you to find the other coordinates, the same thing. Go down 4. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 1 and 3rd quadrant. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be in the 4th quadrant. So those are your coordinates, but it only asks you to find what it will be in the first one. All right, number 3. Identify a quadrilaterals with the following property. The diagonals are always congruent. Congruent. They need to be congruent. It's only 2 of them that are going to have, well, actually 3 of them in this case. One is going to be a rectangle. The second one is a square, and also an isosceles trapezoid are going to have congruent diagonals. The parallelogram and rhombus have bisecting diagonals, not congruent. So just remember, a square, a rectangle, and isosceles trapezoid are the only one that has congruent diagonals. All right, number 4, this is a polygon question. This figure is composed of a regular pentagon and a rectangle. So a pentagon has 5 sides, and regular means all sides and all angles are congruent, and a rectangle is given. What is the measure of an angle identified as x? So this is what we're trying to find, one of the x's. But the easy thing to do is first find what y is. So I will do 180, 5 minus 2 divided by 5 because it has 5 sides. This gives me 108. So I know y is going to be 108. Okay, and also I know this is going to be 180 degree, right? Because it's a straight line, it's linear pair. So I can do 2x plus 108 equals to 180 degree. And then you can solve for the variable. Number 2, they're asking you which one. Samantha is comparing 2 regular polygons, a triangle, a nonagon, which statement is a false statement. So they're talking about interior and exterior, or interior and interior of the triangle, interior of the nonagon, and exterior of the triangle and exterior of the nonagon. So what I will do is I'll find what is a triangle interior angle. So interior of a triangle equals 180, and I guess this is 3 minus 2. Probably know what it's going to be, but let me just do it. So I'll do 180, 3 minus 2 divided by 3. So interior angle of a triangle is going to be 60 degrees. And knowing that, I know the exterior angle of a triangle would be 120, because this always has to give you 180 degrees. The same token, I'll do the interior angle of a nonagon. Gon figure is 189 minus 2 over 9. I think it's going to give you 40, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it going to give you what, 40? So let me put my calculator up so that I can do it. So I'll just do 180, open in parentheses, 9 minus 2. This would give me, what did I do? Oh, I double the parentheses, so I can do 180 and minus 2, more parentheses. Okay, I think it's a little bit delayed. Then I'll divide it by 9 to know what is each. So it's going to be, the interior is 140 degrees. So this is 140. And the exterior would be, of course, 40 degrees. So that's what I have. So interior of a triangle is 60, exterior of a triangle is 120, interior of a nonagon is 140, exterior of a nonagon is 40. So look at the choice and determine what the right answer is. All right, this one is a bit difficult because we're so used to doing 360 divided by the number of sides, but I can only do that if it's a regular polygon. So the octagon is regular, which is all sides are going to be equal. So to find the exterior angle of the octagon, which is this piece, I can just do 360 divided by 8, which gives me 45 degrees. Okay, but when it comes to this piece, I can't just do 360 divided by hexagon because it's not regular. Each of them is going to be different. So I need to find this x. Then I have to subtract it from 180. So I know this is 106. So in a 6-sided figure, so first I need to know what is the sum of a 6-sided figure. So I do 180 minus 6 minus 2, which gives me 720. So the interior sum is going to be 720. So I have two 90-degree angles. So 2 times 90. And I have two 106 angles plus 2x equals to 720. And this gives you 180 plus 212 plus 2x equals to 720. Then you go ahead and grab your calculator and do the math. So you do 180 plus 212 Then subtract this. I'm making mistakes left and right with this calculator. Sorry guys, 212 gives you this. Then you do 720 minus 392. That is 328. So 2x equals 328. And I have to divide this by 2. It'll give me 164. So x would be 164, which this angle is 164. But I need to solve for the exterior angle, so I need to do 180 minus 164, which gives you 16. Then the answer would be the sum of those two numbers. Okay. All right. Next page is number 7. This is a rectangle ABCD is inscribed by a circle P. What is the measure of BC? So this is what they want you to know, the arc length of BC. Since they told you it's a rectangle, the corners are going to be 90-degree angle, right? So I know this is going to be 90, this is 90, this is 90, and this is 90. If I know this is 38, I have to do 90 minus 38 to find the missing angle. Okay, so that will give you 52. Then I know this is going to be 52. And since this angle is the inscribed angle of the BC, find BC, I need to do 2 times 52, and you'll be able to find the answer. Number 8 is also another circle question. This figure represents a design for a stained glass window. The window is divided by chords MN and ST, and they want to know the whole length. If you guys remember, we did A, B, C, and D in class. When the chords are given, A times B equals to C times D. So you have to do 10 times 4 equals A times X minus 4. So remember, when you're multiplying C with a D, you got to distribute. This would give you 40 equals to 8x minus 32. And just go ahead and finish up the problem. I think you do plus 32 from both sides. So this gives you 2. 4 plus 72 equals to 8x. Then you divide both sides by 8. But remember, the question is, what is ST? What is the whole thing? Not the arc, just the length. Put it this way. So you want to know what's the length from here to here. So you already know from here to here is 8. Then you have to add this to let you know what ST is. So don't forget, because if you just solve for X and write it in, then you're going to be marked wrong. All right, 9 and 10 are kind of similar question. One is talking about the shaded region for number 10, and number 9 is talking about what is the length of this intersected arc. Both the same kind of formula, and if you guys remember, we will create the ratio, but a lot of you at this point are forgetting the formula. So what I think you should do is always find the circumference of the whole circle. 2 pi r is the C, and the formula would be given, so you don't need even to memorize it. The radius is given to be 2 pi 120 equals to C. So we got 240 pi is the whole circumference. But they're only interested when it is 55 degrees. When it is 55 degrees. So what you need to do is just times this by 55 over 360. Okay, and then you'll find the answer. The same way with this one. This is area question, so I'll do area is pi radius squared. So the radius in this case is given to be 8. So I'll do area would be 64 pi. So that's the area of the whole circle. But I'm only interested in the area when it is 60 degrees. So I'll do the whole area times 60 over 360. Make sure you multiply the pi because the choice doesn't have any pi in it, so you need to actually multiply the pi out to find the answer. All right, number 11 is an equation of the circle. This should be an easy one because they would give you the formula as this in the formula sheet. equals to radius squared. So the first question is asking which of the steps this points lie on a circle represented by this. So since they already gave you the equation of the circle, what you need to do is replace -4 and +3 here and see if that gives you 10 squared, which is 100. So just to try number 1, I can actually use, well, let's just do it by -4 minus 4 squared plus 3 plus 3 squared. So 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 squared is 36. -4 minus 4 is 8, -8 squared is 64. 36 plus 64 plus 36 is 100. Then yes, so this is one of the answers. But you got to try all of it because it says which of these points lie on a circle. So you have to try all and circle all the one that apply. Number 12, given circle W are center -1 and +4, which is the equation of represented. So since it's -4, if I put -4 here, -4, the two negative makes it plus, and then I replace this by just 4. So you have to make sure you're picking x, x plus, this is 1 and this is 4. So it's going to be x plus 1 and y minus 4. X plus 1, y minus 4 is what you have to pick. And, since they give you all types of different choices, make sure you take your time when you do this problem. The same thing with this problem. You have to do a couple of steps to do it. So I'm just going to tell you what you need to do. First, you have to find the midpoint, because that would give you the center. So I'll do 0. So midpoint for the x coordinate is going to be 0 plus 8 divided by 2. And you have to do -10 plus -4 divided by 2. So when you do that, that would give you the center. Okay? Then you have to find the radius. So whatever point you got here, to one of the points, you can pick 8 and -4. You have to do the distance formula. Okay? Once you find the distance, I will give you radius. And remember, if the distance is like, let's say 5, you have to do 5 squared. Or if it is 10, you have to do 10 squared. Don't multiply it by 2 or don't multiply it by, I don't know. But just make sure whatever distance you find at the end, you have to square it. All right, number 14. All right, this this container is composed of a square pyramid and a cube. The height of the pyramid is 2.5, more than the height of the cube. So since this is a cube, you know this is going to be 3. So the height is going to be 2.5 plus 3, which is 5.5, right? What is the volume of the container to the nearest 10? So all you do is find the volume of the pyramid, find the volume of the cube, which is length times width times height, and it's going to be 3 times 3 times 3. Then that would give you the volume of the cube, which is here, and find the volume. I don't remember the formula by heart, but that's what you have to do. But then at the end, make sure you add them, and it says to the nearest 10. So round them to the nearest 10. All right, 15. The same thing, the tennis ball container has a diameter of 2.7. So that means from here to here is 2.7. And the height of 8.1. What is the surface area of one tennis ball to the nearest 10? So what I need, surface area of a tennis ball. So since it's a sphere, surface area of a sphere, I just need to know the radius. So the radius is going to be half of the 2.7, right? 2.7 divided by 2 would give you the radius. Then use that radius to find, I don't know, surface area is 4/3 pi radius. Okay, this is the formula, radius squared. So just replace it with that and just find it. Number 16, the dimension, hold on. The dimension of the rectangular prism are doubled. What effect does this have on the volume, and what effect does this have on the volume and surface area of the rectangular prism? The dimension of a regular prism are doubled. So if it's doubled, if it have on the volume and surface area. So the volume would be cubed, and the area will be squared. So the volume of the rectangular prism is multiplied by 2? No. The volume of the rectangular prism is multiplied by 4? No. The volume of the rectangular prism is multiplied by 8? That is true, because when you 2 cube it, it becomes 8. And the surface area is going to be multiplied by 4. So it's going to be E and C. All right, 17. Kathy has 2 cylinders that are the same height, but the volume of the second cylinder is 16 times the volume of the first cylinder. The radius of the second cylinder is what? So these are all similar figures. So what we need to do is, Kathy has 2 cylinders, so she has 2 cylinders, and one is, I think, she has 2, Kathy has cylinder at the same height, so they are the same height, so I don't need to make height, but the volume of the second cylinder is 60, so the radius would be bigger, so one of them is going to have a bigger top. So the height is the same, but it's going to have, one of them is just going to be bigger, just making it so that it's visual. So Kathy has 2 cylinders that are the same height, but the volume of the second cylinder is 16, so this is volume 1 equals to volume 2. The second cylinder is 16 times the first cylinder, so this is, we got to times it by 16 to make it equal to the first one. So what happened? 16 is, so radius squared is what we have to do when we find, so to get 16 times, 4 times the radius of the first cylinder. So 4 times, so 4 squared is going to give you 16. So it's going to be, since the radius is going to get squared, I have to, 4 times 4 is going to give you 16. So the height doesn't change. That's why I don't do cube with this one, because the height is 1 by itself, but the radius is going to get squared. So I have to, 4 squared gives me 16, so that's what I have to do. The answer would be B. 18, the ratio of the volume of 2 similar pyramids is 64 by 125. What is the ratio of the height of this pyramid? So volume, after you cube something, you get this. So remember the circles we did? 1D, 2D, and 3D. So if I'm going from here to here, I'm squaring it. If I'm going here, I'm cubing it, x cubed. But if I'm going from volume to here, I have to cube root the x. Cube root the x. So I have to do cube root of 64 and cube root of 125. So just to show you how it gets done in a calculator, I'll do one of them. So let me clear it. So you go to math. See how number 4 has a cube root sign? So I'll put 64. Close it, press enter. See 4. And the same thing, math, number 4, and I'll do 125. And I'll give you 5. So it's going to be 4 by 5. So it's going to be 4, it goes here, and 5 goes here. And the last one is a hardware store sells 2 rain barrels that are similar cylinder. The smaller barrel has a height of 24 inches and the larger barrel has a height of 36. What is the ratio of the surface area? So remember, for 1 dimension to 2 dimension, I have to square it. But before I square it, I need to simplify it. Like, what is the smallest term I can do this number? So what I will do, go back here, I'll put 24 divided by 36, and I put math, enter, enter, it'll give me 2/3. So this ratio would be 2/3, but they're looking for the surface area, so I'm squaring both. 2 squared, which gives you 4, and 3 squared gives you 9. So that's what the answer is going to be. So I hope this helps you. It took about 25 minutes to go over it. Please make sure you listen to this videos, go through each problem. I will also post the answers, but it doesn't help if you just copy the answers. Make sure you understand. And if you don't understand, come Saturday school, or right before you take the SOL, come stop by, ask any of the geometry teachers to help you. I wish you all the best. Make sure you get good night's sleep and rest before you come to take your test Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Thank you.